Welcome back to IGN Live at E3 2017. I'm here with DeeJ from Bungie, and we're talking about Destiny 2. DeeJ, how's it going today?
It's awesome. Energy of the show is great. You know, you get this nice, peaceful environment, this nice set, but what your audience at home doesn't see are all these people out on the show floor right here. So I got fellow Bungie people, I got Guardians over here, so just enjoying the view.
People at home also didn't get to play the PC version today that we're looking at right now.
Yes.
This is running in, our stream's 1080-60, but this is captured at 4K, 60 frames per second.
Indeed.
The PC version plays smooth and looks fantastic. How excited are you to bring it over to Battle.net?
Yeah, well, we're working with our new friends at Blizzard, old friends, new partners, I guess would be the right way to put it, to bring Destiny 2 to PC, opening a whole new frontier for our community, welcoming new players to join us in this world, to join us on Bungie.net, to look at their stats, be members of the community, give us their feedback. Any community needs new blood. That is the lifeblood of any community, is new players to bring their opinions and their perceptions and their gunfire into a place like Destiny, where the different players of the game have a dramatic impact on every player's experience. So that's always an exciting thing. It's definitely going to be a unique perspective to bring in PC gamers, or to welcome hardcore PC gamers who have been playing Destiny to choose their preferred platform.
Definitely. You actually have some beta dates coming up. When are those?
Okay, so the open beta for Destiny 2 begins for everyone on July 21st. If you go to destinythegame.com, you can pre-order the game to be among the first people to play, and it'll provide you with details as to when you can jump in first.
Definitely. And then a little bit later on PC, correct?
We're saying late August at this point.
So what is that beta going to look like? Is it the content that we've experienced during the preview event, or is it more?
Well, it's the content that you've experienced at the gameplay premiere. We began this journey into the world of Destiny 2 with a deep and meaningful conversation with our community. Hundreds of people got to play at that point in time. We've brought those same activities here to E3, so yet thousands more people have been able to play Homecoming, the first mission of the game, the Inverted Spire Strike, as well as Countdown, the new Crucible mode. With the beta, we are opening that experience up to millions of players. This is an opportunity to experience the action of the game firsthand, first person for the first time. It's also an opportunity for us to test our tech. We've made new investments in server infrastructure. We've got new ways for the game to serve up its action. We've got new ways to bring people together, and we want to test the machinations behind the scenes to make sure that we'll be go for a good launch in September.
So there's been some talk about ranked modes in multiplayer. Are those going to have exclusive rewards or something? Or can you tell me more about them?
The talk that we've opened ourselves up to at E3 is that the Crucible is going to have some different options depending on your mood. Destiny, we've said many, many times, has different activities for different moods. We have different activities for every type of player, no matter how they like to play, if they like to play solo, cooperative, competitive. If you are a competitive-minded player, sometimes you want to go in and you want to be challenged to within an inch of your life with your very best game. Sometimes you want to kick back and play something a little bit more social, a little bit more casual. We're going to have different Crucible playlists for those two moods. As to the ranking or the matchmaking or any of those things, the different rewards for the different playlists, these are things that we'll talk about later, but what we would say to anyone, if they love competitive play, is that the Crucible will have different ways for you to challenge yourself or to enjoy yourself, and these are things that we'll expose the community to later on.
Speaking of ranked play, Iron Banner is one of my favorite modes. Is that going to be coming back in Destiny 2?
Well, certainly there will be a Crucible Endgame. How those things unfold after you've been able to liberate the last safe city on Earth, assuming that you're successful. The Crucible Endgame, just like the PvE Endgame, things like Nightfall Strikes, things like raids, these are things that we'll expose the player to over time.
Got it. So one of my favorite activities is also the raid, of course. Everybody loves the raid. Now, one of the most important things going into a raid experience is your subclass selection. I need to know, is self-res going to be back? Because my team is doomed if it's not.
Self-res is not going to be back.
Oh, boy.
One of the things we wanted to do for the Warlocks is it should be an expression of power. We saw that you know, the Sunsinger Warlock would hold on to their super and save it like a power-up or a do-over. We want the Warlock to be a hero of action, a hero of intent and purpose and combat, just like all the other subclasses. I actually will politely disagree with you as one avid fan and player to another. I think the most important decision that you make before you go into a raid is who you bring with you. Forming up that fire team full of people that know you, who want to play with you, who agree to finish that activity with you is crucial to your success. And you and I have had, on many occasions, a conversation about how we bring people together to experience raids for the first time.
And you're doing that in Destiny 2 with guided games. I see where you're going with this.
Indeed.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how that experience is going to work? Somebody queues up who's a solo player.
Yep.
They come in, then what happens? You
will be able to browse a directory of different clans that are also ready to embark on a raid. Now, I'm a member of a clan, have been for over a decade, so as a Bungie employee, as someone with a friends list that is bristling with willing allies, it's not difficult for me to form up into an activity that requires teammates. Not everyone has that experience. There are plenty of solo players in our community and who we hope will join our community in the interest of a great action game that tells you a great story and sends you out to the solar system and back to become a hero. If you want to embark on the most challenging activities in the game and you don't have people at the ready to join you, you'll be able to browse a directory of different teams that are also queued up and ready to go. They may need 1 or 2 people to come along and join them for that one single activity. You'll be able to see what the name of the clan is, what their motto is. You can decide if they have the type of personality that represents the type of company that you would like to keep for the next hour or 2. You can join them in their lobby, you can talk to them, you can prove that you have a mic and that you're willing to cooperate and that you're willing to talk to them. And then if there's a match there, if there's a love connection, you can embark on that mission. And maybe at the end of that mission, if you found your ideal raiding party, maybe you can get an invitation to join that clan right there in the game, because clan support is something that you can look forward to in Destiny 2.
So you're going to be able to adjust your motto and other settings, and that's going to show up in-game, correct?
Yep. You'll have a custom banner, you'll have a motto, you'll have the name of your clan, and all of these things are things that you will do to cultivate a shared identity and to communicate to the people that you'll be meeting in the game who you are, why you play, what's important to you, and what sort of people you are.
Definitely. So the trailer that you showed at E3, it was featuring Gaul, and there's a big story element there. It adds weight to death. Now, why don't you tell me a little bit about that and why you decided to add that
in Destiny 1, we were introducing people to the world, so their understanding was that you were fighting minions of the darkness. This time, we have a villain that you're going to love to hate.
Gary.
Gaul. You can call him Gary all you want. Gaul will earn your respect. When he kicks you off the back of his capital ship, when he sends you down into the ruins of the city that you're sworn to protect with no ghosts, no powers, no weapons, none of the things that make you a guardian, you will come to respect Dominus Gaul, the tip of the spear for the Cabal professional military. The full might of the Cabal Empire descends upon the last safe city on Earth. It becomes not so safe anymore. And the Guardians, who have always felt like superheroes in this world, are going to be driven back out into the wild to discover new ways to fight. They'll be reuniting the stragglers, the survivors of this attack, consolidating their forces again, launching a counterattack to go back in and reclaim our home. Those are the themes of Destiny 2.
So you have the world, you have Titan, Io, and Nessus. When you pick your subclass, or your character class, sorry, are you going to go on a different path, or will your experience be similar depending on
We're unifying every player with a great story that takes them across the solar system to discover the Vanguard, who have been driven from the city, and to reunify humanity as a fighting force. So they will follow the same linear path that tells them a great tale about loss and recovery and reclaiming their home and fighting to reunite the Guardians and go and take down this brand new enemy, the most dreaded enemy that they've ever faced before.
Got it. So one thing that you've been getting a little bit of heat over are the PlayStation exclusive content. We talked a little bit about this off stage. I've said some stuff, and I wanted to give you a chance to respond to the community. It feels like some people they feel a little left out, to put it mildly. How would you respond to them?
I would say that Bungie seeks to create an amazing game on any platform. I would recommend that people make an informed decision as to where they want to play Destiny. Play where your friends are. My focus as a community guy is to play on every single platform. We are pro player in that we put the player at the center of our creative process. Every single player that plays Destiny, if they're on our feedback forum, or if they're on an external website that they host and moderate, or if they're engaging us directly on Twitter, they have our ear. We're creating an amazing whole experience for every single person that wants to play this game. It is no secret that there is additive content on the PlayStation 4. If you want that content, they'd love to have you as a member of their community. If you want a great action game that brings you into contact with other players and a developer that is eager to hear what you have to say and to evolve that experience based on your feedback, we'd love to have you as a Guardian.
So where does that feedback go once you collect it all?
It goes to every single person that works at Bungie. Cosmo, who is our fearless community manager, is always looking at our feedback forum or Reddit, which was his hometown in our community. He founded the deeply influential Destiny the Game subreddit. He looks at the people who are engaging us directly on Twitter, and he digests all of that feedback. Not measured by metrics or backed up by science. He takes sort of an emotional conversation, and he boils it down for every single developer at Bungie. So every single person that works for our company gets an email from Cosmo every other week that basically tells them, if you're not looking at the internet to read everything that our community is saying, because they're busy making a game. Mind you, we can't pull people away from the internet sometimes, because everybody is deeply focused on our audience. But if they're doing their own thing, if they're writing code, if they're deeply immersed in the art and they don't have time to read tweets as much as we do, everybody at Bungie gets a summary of exactly what the community's talking about, what they want to see in terms of improvements or evolutions for the game, what their response is to the things that we're revealing, what their response is to the things that they're playing. We take inspiration from them, we take criticism from them, we relish it, we drink deeply of it because it makes us better as developers. And any person in our community who takes the time to talk to us about what we're making and what they're playing has a voice, and they have a seat at our table.
So when I start Destiny 2, am I going to be able to create more than one character? How many?
I'm actually not certain how many characters that you'll be able to create in Destiny, but when you start Destiny 2, you will build a character that you want to embark on that journey with. That character will lose everything that makes them a Guardian, and then you will begin to rebuild that hero from the ground up with new weapons, new ways to fight, new allies that you'll encounter in the worlds of these games, new rewards that will make you powerful again, and then at a certain point in time, it will be the moment when you launch a counterattack against the Red Legion that have occupied our home.
And if I bring in a character from the first game, there is some transference there, your appearance and such. Do I have a chance to alter my appearance or alter the subclass that I've picked?
I don't want to make any promises about what they call the new user experience, about the first moment in Destiny, but what I can tell you is what you are bringing along with you as an existing player of our game is legacy. You are bringing along your pedigree as a Guardian who's been with us from the start. There will be new members of our community. There will be people who join us in this world for the first time, and if they inspect you, they'll be able to tell that you are a force to be reckoned with, or you are a wise Guardian who can lead them to some of the more challenging aspects of the game. So we are going to give you the opportunity to strut your stuff and to demonstrate to people, I'm not new to this. And the great thing about that is that the Destiny community has been such a welcoming group of people. We've found such a strong sense of hospitality and such a strong social quality to this game that when people join the community, we found that people love to say, it's great you're here, let me show you how awesome I am through the activities that we'll share together. If you've never played a raid before, I would love to hear you scream and holler the first time that boss goes down and your cache fills up with new rewards. I want to hook you up with that. I want to expose you to everything that this game has to offer and everything you can find in this world, and we're making all of that easier to happen in Destiny.
So with the subclasses, do you only get the one, or like can you switch like in the original game?
You'll understand how all the subclass works on a long enough timeline. But yes, obviously players can embrace more than one subclass as to how many or how that works. We still have designers who are refining the way all of these things work, and I'm going to leave that as a story that they can tell when they're ready.
Got it. Last question. Why did you move from the 8th to the 6th?
We were ready to go. It sets us up for a good phased launch. I think we're going to see our peak concurrency on that weekend. So it just sets us up for a good, stable launch. Different people joining the servers, different people joining the population. We were ready to go. Content updates are better when they happen during the week before the weekend hits. So why not move it up a couple of days?
Well, that's awesome. I get to play sooner.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. It's a pleasure, as it always is. Thank you so much. Guys, if you want to know more about Destiny 2, keep it right here on IGN Live at E3 2017, and we're going to have Bungie back on Fireteam Chat tonight. I'll see you there.